Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaley, and I am the energy behind A Divine Dream. I am an Ascension coach, and I help awakened, empowered souls live and create their heaven on earth realities through direct connection to God, Source, all there is, and expand into their soul gifts. This is the ascension process that we are going through is awakening to the fact that we are multidimensional soul lights. We are energy and vibration, and our consciousness is the preceding factor of everything that we experience. We are creating our realities, and it is so exciting. I'm so grateful to be here. And if you are excited about that too and about this process, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like this video, and stay tuned for this video and also more to come in the future. So today, the messages that really wanted to come through have a very grounded, sustainable energy. And I was sitting here and just feeling into my heart and asking God, oh, what do you want me to talk about? What do you want me to share today? What do you want me to channel through? And the first message that came through for you guys was water your garden for peace. Water your garden for peace. Now, when we're dropping into what that means for each of us, I'm sure you have your own experience as I say that. And oftentimes the garden is a metaphor for our lives. It's a really beautiful metaphor for our lives. And when we drop into reality creation, we sit in our core and we bring all of our energy back into the present moment, we recognize that our external reality is an outpouring of our consciousness. Now, this is really good news, but it's also so, I want to say it's like simple and complex at the same time, because even though you can become more aware of creating your reality, we're not always in that state of consciousness to understand every single mechanism and dynamic of how this is happening. It's like breathing or, your heart beating. These things just happen in the background, but you're still deeply a part of the process because it's a part of you. So when we're dropping into the message, water your garden for peace, God, Source, all there is asking you to drop into your core and scan your reality and feel for where you can bring more peace into your daily life, because your daily life is the foundation for everything else. Your present moment consciousness is the foundation for everything else. We can get so pulled from our core, and then we become reactive, and then we get confused, and then we feel like life is happening to us. But that's never the case. We are always creating. It's just that if we don't know we're creating, you don't know you're creating. So we can have a lot of love for ourselves and compassion for ourselves in this process, because we're remembering how to leverage our energy, get behind the scenes in our consciousness, and re-entrain to our soul's frequency and our soul's light, and allow for our lives to be so beautiful, because heaven on earth is foundation, and we're just kind of cleaning things up on this earth plane, and we're cleaning that up through each of our own individual paths. We each have our own sphere of influence in this life, and this is such a beautiful place to go further into the rest of the messages too, because when you trust your sphere of consciousness, you trust your creation, you trust your path, you trust your channel, your experience and expression of life, you are playing your part perfectly. And you came here to enjoy this life among so many other things. Each of our soul's paths are so unique. So that's why it's so important for us to drop into our core and collect all of our energy and all of our presence and really feel for what is ours to tend to in this present moment. You are already receiving messages. You are already receiving guidance. You already know that next step, whether it's a big step, whether it's a big step or a small step, you already know. And it is so simple to allow yourself to drop in and feel for that. Take a moment and breathe into that right now. Expanding your lungs and then exhaling and just feeling yourself being held in the weight of gravity. feel yourself melt and just drop into the present moment, feeling how it feels so good to just slow down for a moment. Notice the sensations on your skin. Notice how it feels to be hugged by gravity. The earth is always keeping you close. And that's really cute too, is thinking that gravity is like the biggest hug from Mama Gaia. Just like, you're not going to float off into space. I got you. I got you. I'm going to hug you. We're going to keep you close. So I'm just dropping into all of these beautiful things that are coming through in these frequencies. So So we're trusting our sphere of consciousness and the influence and the impact that we have in our lives by watering our garden towards peace, by watering ourselves. When we nourish ourselves and we fill our cup up, it overflows and we have so much to give to others. And of course, this may not always be the case because life can get full and busy, and you may have to, express and live from a cup that's not always full. But the goal is to bring your creative power back into, I get to live and create from overflow, from abundance. That abundance is just the natural state of reality. And it's okay that we don't always think that or feel that. But the more we allow ourselves to see that and drop into that as the truth of reality, you begin to see more and more of it, because you are entraining your quantum consciousness to align with that natural expression of what is. And we're always going to be guiding your energy. This is my spiritual team. We're always going to be guiding your energy back to your empowerment. I am always going to be guiding your energy back into your empowerment, because you are creating. And again, even if you're experiencing something that is wildly uncomfortable, challenging, hard, scary, we can always begin to slowly shift or even radically shift your energy in the present moment back to your creatorship consciousness and say, no more of this. I choose this. I'm moving forward in this direction, in this way of embodiment. And that's going to look different depending on what you are creating for your life. So if we're going to bring it back to watering your garden for peace, there's this energy and this message that's coming through of building from sustainable expansion, where because of social media, because of how much we are so interconnected through the internet, we get so stimulated and excited by what's going on, what's possible. And in that, we can lose our attention span. This is proven scientifically that most of our attention spans are kind of in the toilet a little bit. So we're going to bring that back with sustainable expansion and building from that space. So bringing your consciousness back into your core, scanning for what is asking for more peace. Where can you water your garden towards peace in your life? Where can you attune your consciousness and focus your awareness towards peace, so that this can be your foundation? And then from there, noticing how your ability to show up in life begins to overflow, because you have more sustainable foundation for yourself first, and then for others. It's going to change day to day, but this is just a practice. This is building into your life as a creator, so that eventually you can look back and be like, wow, I'm living a lot more peace than I used to be. And I'm going to tell you, this is possible because that was me. I used to live in so much chaos. Holy moly, so much chaos. And now my life is so much more peaceful. And of course, little dramas. I throw some gasoline on the fire here and there, but because I'm still learning and growing too. But for the most part, my foundation is peace. And this is the message that is coming through for you, is bring yourself into greater peace foundationally. because from there, your influence expands and you are attuned to new realities where that foundation is so enjoyable for you. And there is something to say about noticing if you are building into peace and you notice it becomes a little uncomfortable. So this happens when we are releasing chaos, when we are releasing distortions, and life is actually becoming more peaceful. We tend to think that's boring. And it's more so when you feel that and you feel like you want to stir it up, or you feel like all of a sudden you're reaching for your phone, or you're reaching for that snack, or you're reaching for, reaching out to that person that just kind of gets you going. We're going to drop into our breath and we are going to expand the lungs and just feel for what is the most nourishing thing I can do for myself right now. And it may still be to do any of those things, but at least you've come back into your core so that you're making that choice and that decision from your core and not from that absent-minded space of needing to get that emotional addictive hit. So catch yourself in that. And we notice that we have these plateaus when we're going through our ascension process, we're going through our growth process, where peace becomes more and more foundational, and it can feel empty. It can feel like a void space. But really, when you drop into greater presence, you feel that there's so much there. And it's just like this new book that you're opening up, and you just haven't taken a time for yourself like this before to look at it this way, through the eyes of peace, through the body of peace, where your nervous system is actually able to feel this reality that is unfolding right in front of you, that has always been here. But we've been so overstimulated and trained to be overstimulated. So we're reclaiming our consciousness and we're reclaiming our creative power in this peace, in this foundation of peace. And from here, we have our own personal internal navigation from direct connection. And this is now opening you more up to your soul's light and your direct connection to God, source, all there is, because you have access. You have access. You always have had access. And now, when you have been building into this peace in your life, it's going to feel so much easier to drop into that felt space of connection with God, source, all there is. And even like the earth energies are coming through very strongly right now, just like Mother Earth just being like, connect with me, let me help you. And there's also this energy, she's sharing, I didn't expect to be channeling the earth energies today, but she's saying, choose a plant ally. Feel for what plant ally wants to be on your team for the next 3 to 6 months. For me, I feel dandelion root, hibiscus, which I have that in my tea actually. So there's a couple that are coming through for me, but feel for that for yourself, because she wants to support you more and she wants you to connect with her, because you are everything, all of this. It's consciousness, it's energy, it's vibration, but it's also of the earth frequency. It's of the earth. Everything comes from the earth. Everything in your body, well, the earth and the stars too, but it's so important for us to drop into being vibrational beings and remembering that we are naturally attuned to living in perfection on this earth plane as multidimensional soul light critters. So she's asking you to drop in and feel her presence and choose a plant ally. And when you have this internal navigation that you're dropping into, I'm just saying dropping into a lot. So I want you to drop in. That is another aspect of this that's coming through, is feel the weight of your body. Feel the weight of your presence. collect your energy, feel it magnetize towards you across all time, space, dimensions, cleansed, purified, perfectly aligned, perfectly attuned to all that you are. You're so loved and supported. And when you have this collection of your energy, you have a deeper awareness and expanded ability to feel the energy and the information that is here for you from within. And we need to notice if there's any fear coming up that always needs to be examined. Allow yourself to breathe through it and know that fear is false evidence appearing real. And unless you're in a situation that you need to make a quick snap decision where it's adrenaline fear, like you need to take action now, get out of a situation, that's different. But if it's mentally projected fear that's activating your emotional system to feeling that dread, that fear, got to check our beliefs. We got to check the way that we're thinking about things, because we oftentimes, every time, have some kind of idea about reality that isn't true, that is causing us to feel that separation, which is where fear comes from. We are never separated. You are always held. You are always loved. You are always an integral part of creation and God's love, the mind of God. And that's a part of the consciousness that we are stepping into, is functioning from this space of, ooh, can I really trust this? Can I really trust that I am this love, safe and protected and guided? Because it didn't always feel that way. XYZ happened to me. But we're bringing our awareness back into this consciousness, remembering, deepening and clearing and opening to moving forward from that state, from that awareness, from that inner knowing of I am in the creation creating. I'm in the creation creating. You've got this. So tapping into that internal navigation from direct connection, this is what it's all about, is knowing that and trusting and feeling that and expanding into that feeling, because it is the most beautiful, deep, loving relationship you will ever have and that you are always craving. And God is always here. Source, God, source, all there is always here, always holding us. It is what we are, but we are also fractalized out as humans because we wanted to have this unique experience. It's fascinating. So dropping into the next bit here, we are moving forward from lessons learned, and we are selecting and living from and as the new embodiment moving forward. So we really want to remember that no matter what has happened in the past, that is in the past. And if we continue to think about it, activate it in our field, we will continue to project that moving forward. Now, there are some things that kind of linger, where even if you're reframing and you're shifting and you're like choosing the new reality and the new embodiment, but there's something still lingering with you, that's a sign that it's meant to be dove into more deeply, because there's something there for you to learn, something else for you to reclaim. And that's often how our learning curves like move through us, where we shift, we learn, and then it kind of comes back around and we learn a little bit more, we dive a little bit deeper, and we reclaim our power through all of these things. But the most important thing is to drop into that forgiveness. Drop into that forgiveness. Allow yourself to move forward as the new embodiment. You're ready. It's time. You don't have to be heavy anymore, energetically heavy and dense. You can always choose to go back into that if you want. And that's the funny thing, is the density, we can always choose it over and over and over and over again, because we are infinite beings of consciousness in a sea of vibration. And there's a buffet of everything that we could ever imagine or fathom to experience, and then some, available. So if you're afraid of lightening up, just know and trust that you can always go back into the density. It's always there. But I can imagine, like me, you want to embody more of your God connection, your unity consciousness, your soul gifts, and experience this state of being in and through every area of your life. You know, we can experience this in meditation and it can feel so good, but we also need to experience it when we're doing things that are so mundane that seem as though, why am I even here doing this? Or maybe you are, for some reason, in a very challenging situation. Okay, let's go. Let's bring this awareness in and through the situation. What happens if I shine the light of God into this experience, this situation, and hold that frequency? How quickly can things transform? We are stepping into greater experimentation with our consciousness, playing with our energy, and letting it be what we want it to be, what we're craving it to be. And for me, I want it to be more fun, more playful, more joyful, and more heavenly. Now, my heaven on earth experience is going to be different than any of yours, and that is purposed because I can't be you and you can't be me, but we're all one and we all get to enjoy each other's expressions. And there's so much abundance here for us. There's so much joy to be experienced in the realities that we get to co-create together. And yes, when we bring our awareness back into the present moment, we can see and feel why we are dancing with who we are dancing with. The other way that I like to see this is that we are a symphony, and the song that we are emitting is inviting others to dance with us in certain ways. So if you have a really harmonious, fun melody playing, other people are going to, start dancing in a really fun, harmonious way. Whereas maybe you've got like something off key over here, all of a sudden somebody's going to be, kind of doing a little distorted dance. But it's in accordance with what you have expressing outwardly, the geometries that are pouring out from you. And sometimes you don't know what's going on under the hood of your car, of your consciousness, until it's showing up in your reality, or it's been looping. Like, why am I experiencing this pattern over and over and over again? And that's what dropping in with a coach is like, is exploring that stuff so that you can live your heaven on earth reality the way that you feel called to. Because again, we are so unique, and it is a part of the beautiful tapestry. You are a part of this beautiful tapestry. And when we all shine, when we all step up into who we came here to be, and maybe even stepping up into it isn't the best way to say it. It's more like we're just we're surrendering back home into who we really are, because at the core of who we are, there's nothing wrong with us. We pick up distortions along the way, but you can recognize it and be like, do I want to keep this, or do I want to shift this? Do I want to remix this energy? And if it's not serving you, you got to choose something different, or at least you have the opportunity to choose something different. You're never stuck. You're always supported. Send out that heart's prayer. Ask for help. There's been so many times where I have sent out powerful heart's prayers for, please help me. God help me. Angels help me. Help me. And it comes in. Sometimes not in the way that I expect. And other times, just energetically, I can feel those beings of love that are also here expressing in their unique soul expression with us here in this plane. Although energetically, they're here. We have so much support. We have so much support, and there's only love here. That's the thing that can be so challenging, I think, as a human looking at what's going on the planet, to allow ourselves to remember that there is only love here. Because when we're coming at things from a higher perspective, from a soul perspective, we're looking down into this physical experience and saying, wow, as an infinite soul, that only experiences connection with God. Look at what we get to play with. Look what we get to do. Now, when we're here, it's so real because this is intelligent design, divine intelligent design, that we can get lost in it and we can forget that we're creating. But the more of us who choose heaven on earth for ourselves and building into that foundation of peace, watering our gardens towards peace, we are the anchor points for this energy and this consciousness, and we also shift and align with that timeline that is available to us. And the more of us that choose this, we are like, I think it's like the 100th monkey effect, but I like to call it the popcorn effect, where it doesn't look like it and at first. But when the popcorn starts to pop on the stove, you only get 1 pop, 2 pop, 3, and you're just like, is this gonna go, or is this a bad batch? Is humanity a bad batch? Like, is this gonna happen or not? But no, we are so loved. So you're making that popcorn, it's popping on the stovetop, and 1, 2, 3, and then all of a sudden it just explodes into these beautiful yellow kernels, just popping and exploding into your pot. And it's so much fun. And that's what we're here to do as way showers, as light workers. If you're watching this video to this point, you are a way shower, you are a light worker. Let's go. You came here to play this game, and you were so excited about it before you came in. You're like, that's what I want to be a part of. Yeah. And then you're in here and you're just like, why? But when you do remember and you do allow yourself to shine your soul light, and you drop any fear, self-doubt of, like, the judgment, all this stuff, when you free your spirit, the game becomes fun again. So that is my wish for you this 2026, the year of the horse, expanding our heart lights, because horses have a huge magnetic heart field. So we can learn from them and allow ourselves to expand into our heart fields as well, activating that miracle heart light and living our peaceful heavenly realities. And from there, knowing what is ours to tend to. What do I want to move forward on in my creative projects, in my co-creations, or what am I feeling inspired to? And of course, there's always more complex things that come along with all of this. But for the most part, I just encourage you, and I'm holding that prayer for you, to live your most peaceful, joyful, expanded life, because you are so powerful. And I am so excited to be co-creating with you guys. So thank you so much. Sending you all of my love. I love you. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Whatever time you're watching this, and go forth and shine that light, share those frequencies, be your fullest expression, bring all of your energy back into the present moment, and remember how powerful you are as a creator. All right. All of my love. Bye.